Hey people, how we doing? Hope everybody's doing well, staying healthy, staying not broke during this whole thing. And what we're going to do is talk about the dot. I'm going to do a reference video and kind of an intro to the red dot. So we'll talk about things. I'll give you my answers on some of these questions, the most pertinent questions that come up, the most common, and then I'll give you kind of the why for each one. So the very first question is the most important one, and that is when should I get a dot? Right? A lot of people are like, am I ready for the dot? Or should I do this or take this class? Or should I get better and then get a dot? And for me, the answer to that is always get a dot right now. And I would rather you buy a dot from the very beginning. I think the whole, like, you should learn on iron sights thing, I don't agree with that whatsoever. I don't have long enough of a time to waste your time talking about it. But the reason I say that is my little catchphrase is the red dot is an instructor sitting on top of your gun, okay? This red dot will tell you everything you're doing wrong if you listen to it. And where the iron sights will tell you that as well, the iron sights are whispering it to you and the red dot is screaming it at you, okay? That's the little spiel I give everybody when I'm doing a red dot class or teaching a red dot student, a dot-centric class or dot period, whatever. So that's it. That thing will scream at you all the little things you're doing wrong. All you have to do in your journey of getting better with the dot is kind of look for what to look for, okay? And learn what to look for and what does this mean when the dot does this and what does that mean? And I got some videos about that. We'll make more videos about that kind of stuff in the future. But that's it. I mean, this thing will definitely make you a better all-around shooter. Absolutely, no doubt about it. If you utilize the dot for what it really is, it's an absolute investment in your own skills, and it's an investment in the capabilities of you and your pistol as kind of a system, you know. It's awesome. The red dot will show you, okay? If the dot's flying all around in recoil, we've got some grip issues. If the dot's not there when you present the gun, we've got some presentation, some top triangle, possibly some grip issues. If the dot dips in dry practice and things, we've got some trigger finger issues, maybe some sympathetic grip issues. Like it just tells you everything. And then it also helps you procure those skills. So as you work those things out, the dot tells you, okay, you're getting it, okay, better, got it, that's it, that's what we want, replicate that. And then it's a beautiful thing, okay? Once we start utilizing that dot to its full potential, we're on our way. So the next thing is, what dot? So now you've made a decision to buy a dot, which one? I recommend 4 of them. Just my opinion, I just haven't been impressed with the rest, okay? So 4 of them is the SRO, all right? The RMR, the Holosuns, and the Delta Point, okay? Now, why I recommend these is because of their track record, and the Holosuns for what they cost and what you get, and the durability and reliability. It's all about the dot being on all the time. You know what I mean? I don't like to send shit back. Okay, now I'm not worried about how much abuse they can take, bashing them off fence post stuff. I've done a lot of combatives and full hard sparring while trying to draw guns and stuff. And that kind of shit, smashing a dot or whatever, is very, very, very rare. For the most part, the ones that I just said are durable enough to take on carry and normal use. If you're a cop and you're duty stuff, you know, and you got something that's going to be on the side of you and you're beating in, banging into things all the time, probably just go RMR, maybe Holosun, and call it a day. Anyway, these are amazing. These Holosuns are amazing. For the price, this is a 407C. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's one of the most durable, most reliable, and cheapest. Pretty much a no-brainer. The sight picture, the dot size, the window size, all that, plenty serviceable, plenty good enough. Awesome. So let's talk about, after you've picked one of those 4, if you're going to go off my recommendations, let's talk about MOA. So for me, I'm just going to give you the blanket statement of 2 to 5. The only reason I say 2 is because the Holosuns come with a 2. I I would love to see Holosun come out with a 4. I think 4 to 5 MOA is the sweet spot. I think it's the perfect size. This SRO has a 5 MOA, and the 5 MOA along with this window size is just the best ratio I've seen yet. Okay, the 5 MOA SRO with this window size, the whole thing, best ratio I've seen yet. Good dot, everything, just awesome. The 2, little small, it's very bright. You can turn it up, and it appears to be larger. So 2 to 5 MOA. I'm not a big fan of anything bigger than that. 6 is okay, but I really like the 2 to 5 range, so take that for what you will. Now let's talk about astigmatism really quickly. Astigmatism is super weird. This SRO with a 5 MOA dot is cleaner than this 2 MOA Holosun. But this 2 MOA Holosun is cleaner than my 3.25 MOA RMR. So astigmatism is so weird, and you could find a dot that looks perfect and the exact same model and the exact same size look crazy. For me, my astigmatism isn't bad enough to worry about it at all. For other people, you can take your dot to the optometrist. They'll get you a set of glasses that will make it better for shooting competition or at the range. For carry, if you're in a gunfight, put the blob, put the star, put the oval, put the whatever on the bad guy and drill him. And that's it. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Don't get all wrapped up around shit like what tends to happen. People arguing about everything. Irons, front or back. As you can see, I don't care. I want a front sight and nothing on the back. I use the actual body, and we'll do a video on this eventually here where I show you guys some references and how to use the body. But I want a front sight in the body of the RMR, and I leave the back sight off so that I get a better window view, and I can just use this front sight as a reference along with the body. And then even if there's no sights whatsoever, like this has sights on it but they're too small, I can use the body of the RMR and a couple of techniques that I'll show you guys eventually on how to shoot. Let's say your dot goes down and you're actually unlucky enough to 1, get in a gunfight, 2, that's the day your dot decides to take a shit on you, and 3, you have a hard enough shot that you actually have to aim well. Okay, most of the time in a self-defense situation, you simply put the person in the window. So I'm about 8 feet away from this wall. If I put my window out there, it covers the light switch. So at 8 feet away, at 3 yards away, I'm covering a light switch with my entire window. That means I'm drilling someone at 3 yards. At 5 yards, I'm covering a 6-inch circle. At 10 yards, I'm covering a 12-inch circle with the window. So basically put the thread in the window and drill them. If it's a 25-yard shot, I'll teach you how to do that as well. But don't worry about that shit. Let's go install. So install, you need to install it. I have one thing to say, and that's it. And that is 48 hours. Loctite it, blue Loctite, rock set, 48 hours. Do not touch the gun or shoot the gun for 48 hours. Let that stuff set. And I've never once had a problem. Even with MOS, people don't like the MOS. I will recommend to buy the C&H Precision Weapons plates for the Glock MOS. It is superior, okay? That said, never had a problem out of the MOS. Install 48 hours, do your thing, install it correctly, take your time, do it right. The cost prohibitive nature of red dots has been helped a lot by this joint right here, okay? 225 bucks 407C, okay? I don't want the extra reticle or whatever, so I get the 407, but $225 will get you this thing. And then even if you have a Glock or something that you want to get milled, slide milling 2 years ago, 3 years ago, used to be 150 bucks for a red dot to get milled. Nowadays it's like $50, okay? Send the gun out 50 bucks for $300 round trip, okay? You've got a Holosun and a milled up gun, and you're solid. You're ready to go. Let's talk about zero, all right? Now everybody, for some reason, I guess people are shooting people at 380 yards with a 9mm pistol. I don't know what this deal is and what this obsession is with pistol zero, and that people actually argue about it. It's absolutely crazy to me. I don't really give a shit where you zero this gun. It's not gonna make that much difference, son. Like the dot is literally a half of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch from center line of barrel to the center line dot. The height over bore isn't that big of an issue to contend with, and the whole, I mean, it's just wild that people get wrapped up around zeroing a handgun. My recommendation, what do? 15 yards, done. 15 yards, from 15 and in, I hit a little bit low. So if I'm shooting like a 1-inch circle at 3 yards or 5 yards or 7 yards, I just aim slightly above the circle. Like if I aim at the top line of a 1-inch circle, I'll hit the bottom line. At 15 yards, dead nuts. At 25 yards, it's like this much high. So that's where it intersects and crosses. 50 yards, basically point of impact, and 100 yards, aim a few inches high, center hits all day. Just a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, we were hitting a 100-yard 12-inch plate over and over again with this 17 SRO. If I can hit that 12x12 at 100 yards, I'm golden, okay? So don't get all freaking worried and worked up about zeroing a handgun. 10 yards, 25 yards, or 15. Pick one, all right? And then also, pick one that doesn't perfectly co-witness with the iron sights. So you don't want to perfectly co-witness. That's stupid. I mean, I'll just say it. It's dumb. What you really want is for you to line up your iron sights perfectly and your red dot to be sitting just above them, okay? You want your iron sights to be perfectly lined up and your red dot to be sitting right in the center of the screen, kind of perfectly just right above those iron sights. So we'll do videos on different dot things and some of the things that I talked about in this video and kind of go down through, but you know, order that dot. Order up a Holosun, order up an RMR, an SRO, DPP or whatever, and do your thing. So take her easy.